Hey, folks, we are live from the back porch.
And Alaska.
And Alaska, exactly. So I'm here chilling on the back porch. Actually, this is where I write, Rhonda. This is where I write.
I've seen you writing in some of your videos.
Yes. And I'm super thrilled you're here.
Thank you.
We are going to be talking all about the $2 billion book industry called children's. You know, we've never done, to my knowledge, a live stream about children's books. I've done one with Anita McLaurin as an interview.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear from the people out there if they think they could do a children's book, and or if they've already done one. And we're going to give away a children's book. I'll tell you what we're going to do, Rhonda. We're going to give away a whole set, because I'm going to run to my office in a second. I got a whole set of pretty slick children's materials, a book, a coloring book, a mug. I mean, it's legit, and it's all around a pig story, and it's one of our authors. But let's jump right in, Rhonda, because I use your story as an example all the time. Hold your book up, my friend. Can a cookie change the world? First of all, how important is it for a children's book to have a killer title? What do you think? I'm asking.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Oh, boy, that was quite the process going through the title. And I remember 3 years ago saying, okay, what should I, and we went back and forth on a few things. I think we landed on a really good one. It was,
oh, I love it.
Yeah. And what's so cool about that is you can tie it into the back of the book where it says, can a cookie change the world? Or is it the heart? So it's really good conversation with the kids when you're reading aloud.
I love it. So you did something very unique. You basically positioned your book in a way that you partnered with, am I correct in saying, like a charity or what?
Mm-hmm. ALS TDI, which is Lou Gehrig's, it's the Therapeutic Development Institute for ALS, and that's hoping to find cures for people like Steve Gleason and a lot of the famous people, but also for my protagonist, Tessa's grandma, who passed away 29 days after I published the book from ALS.
Like, this is a legit, she really passed away, like in real life.
Yeah. In fact, that's why I hurried so much with this book, because my goal was to get it done before she passed away, because the story's about her granddaughter. And her daughter, Angela, Tessa's mom, said that this was her last pure joy. Talk about the $2 billion industry. That's way more important than $2 billion to me, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I get emotional.
I love it. Most children's authors I meet, because when we started our publishing company, Author Academy Elite, 7 years ago, I would be on calls with authors, because when the company was small, I used to do everything. You know, I used to be on the webinar, interview every single author, write every single, back cover copy. I mean, you name it. Mm-hmm. But then we started blowing up, because people started to realize, like, I don't want to do traditional. I don't want to do self. There's a third way. We'll get into that in a moment. But when we first started, there weren't a lot of children's authors. In fact, I probably dumb, and I'm not going to call myself dumb, that's wrong. I'll say ignorant Kary maybe even turned some children's author people away, because I felt like, I don't know how to do that, and I want to serve these people well. It is a different type of book. Before we went live today, we talked about how you're going to be working on some nonfiction books. But first of all, like, why are so many children's books tied to such epic themes, like Chrissy Maier's book, Bullying, Cleft Palates, mm-hmm. Anita McLaurin's The Father Wound? Why or how can we talk about these epic issues like ALS, but through a children's book?
Wow, that is a really good question. I think I mean, and it's so deep, and you could go so many ways with that. But my heart, when I first think about that, I just think about how much we love our kids and how much we want to teach them and how we want such good things for them. And so the things that we learn, we want to pass on to them. And there's so many people you can touch with a book, not just our own kids or somebody else's kids, but, you know, we all have this inner child too.
Oh, that's good.
And, you know, it's just, I don't think you can go wrong writing a children's book, even if you don't want to write a children's book. You know?
You know what? I'll tell you what I think. I think you just inspired me to write a children's book, and I don't know what it's going to be, but I really feel that because, and you see a lot of celebrities and famous people write children's books. I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a children's book almost is, I'm not going to say it's simpler, but it's almost more doable in our minds. What do you think?
I do think it's more doable. When I first started, like, I think I joined in January of 2016, maybe 2015, with you guys. And I was trying to do a nonprofit, but just, I was almost overwhelmed. Not nonprofit, a nonfiction. Yeah, I was almost overwhelmed because I had so much, and the steps are perfect and wonderful. It's just, you want to say so much. And to break that down, and some people can really do it, but that's not my talent. Anyway, I think when I switched to the children's book, I just came alive. I literally came alive.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave you for a second because I want to go to my office. I want to get a few things. We're going to be given some giveaways. We're going to be giving giveaways to the most engaged person. What that means, folks, is if you're watching this, that means you share it on your live stream, your wall, you tag a friend who needs to see this. But I love what Rhonda's saying. She's basically saying, Kary, I wanted to write a book, but I was stuck trying to do a nonfiction, full-length, adult-level book. But you came alive. I'm going to mute myself while I run to my office, and I'm going to come back with some goodies. But by the way, you have big fans. I know you and Susan are tight.
Hi, Susan.
Yes. So we'll talk about Susan in a little bit. But I want you just to own the floor and to tell people like why you think you came alive. And I'll mute myself. You rock and roll. Why did you come alive when you started the children's book?
Okay. Hi, everybody. Oops. Now I have a whole different view. So, oh goodness, you guys, when I was sitting there at an AAE conference, and I was thinking about my book, and I was surrounded by amazing people. I had Lisa Mosier at my table, and a number of others. Deborah Hayes. I can't think of everybody right now, especially since I'm trying to tell this story. I'm getting older and not easily focused. Sometimes I go so many different directions. But anyway, I was sitting there, and then we had a guest speaker named Dean Folks. I think a lot of people, if you are already part of Author Academy Elite, you know who he is, but he started talking about his friend with ALS. Well, my goddaughter, her grandma was dying of ALS during that time. I mean, it was like, we had no idea how much longer it would be. And that was in October of, I believe, 2015, I could be wrong, 2017. And I right then and there knew that I needed to change direction and write a children's book about Tessa's nonprofit that she does, Kids Cookies for a Cause, and dedicate it to her grandma and give the money to ALS for that, and share it with Kids Cookies for a Cause too, which also gives to different charities, but also ALS TDI is the actual one. Anyway, it was just a matter of literally hours before I was able to talk to enough people with AAE saying, can I do this? And they were like, yes, let's make it happen. So I remember just coming home totally on fire, followed all the instructions on how to do the illustrations, how to do everything, which was a lot of work. And remember, I am racing the clock with this. I got it done and published it in April, like April 16th of 2018. So almost, it's been 3 years. And you guys, that's not very long. That's to do all of Hi, Kary. I'm still talking.
I'm listening.
Well, I was just saying how I was able to do all of it after come home from conference in 6 months and get the book published. My most favorite part of the entire thing was the cover process. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with that. But it just how I was able to go into classrooms and talk to other people and share with ALS and just know that it was making a difference. That's what makes you come alive.
I love it. I love it. Susan shared, and is this true that Dean, one of our other authors, shared about his friend with ALS and that moved you to write the book?
That's what I was just telling them, is that we were sitting there and I was, he's talking about his friend who was passing away from ALS, and my goddaughter's grandma was passing away from ALS, and my goddaughter just happened to do this amazing fundraiser called Kids Cookies for a Cause. And I thought, I could totally do that and give the money to ALS. I could make a difference, and I felt like it was doable. 6 months later, it was published.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You were very generous, but let's talk about some of the media opportunities, because, correct me if I'm wrong, did you win the Author Academy Award, the Author Elite Award? Did you win ever?
No.
Have you been in the top 10?
Yes.
Did you get written up? I thought I saw an article about you.
Maybe. I don't know. I think several times. Yeah. And I think this year So this year I didn't win the top 10 on the Author Academy Awards, but I was in the top 10. But I wasn't the top. But this year I was did you guys call me 2016 or 2018 Author of the Year?
Oh yes, that's right. You
That's
did. You won. I knew you won something big. So out of all the authors, we picked one per year that kind of represented, and you just won the Author of the Year. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
But I did see some article about you. Let's talk about that. The power of leveraging media when your book is about cleft palates or father wounds or ALS. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think it speaks to all of us. We're not self-promoting, we're for the good of the whole, and I think people recognize that and love that. That's a big thing, because it's not like we're saying, hey, will you give me free marketing? We're like, hey, can I help everyone with this story? Can I just share this and inspire and encourage that others can do this too? And I think that's a big thing. And the kids, when you get kids involved and you're inspiring kids.
Oh, yeah.
And let me just tell you a little story. One of the best things about reading to a classroom of kids, you can read a funny book and it's great and they're laughing and it's so much fun. But if you I've read this book to almost 1,000 kids. Kary, I've never seen anything. And literally you have to be so brave to not cry while you're reading these kids, because while you're reading, when you can watch their faces literally wash with inspiration, and those light bulbs go off, that is amazing. That is priceless.
How many of you are getting inspired by Rhonda? I mean, I'm getting inspired. I didn't come on today thinking, I might write a children's book. Now I'm thinking, okay, that might be one of my next books.
You have to write a children's book.
Well, I think I might. I seriously think I am. What is Kary, or I think it's pronounced Kary. I'm Kary. What if you need the money? So I think what she's saying is that, do you have to donate your children's book money to a cause? No, we're not saying that.
Do you want me to answer part of that too?
Yeah, go for it.
So I could use the money. Everybody could use the money, but unless you're willing to put in 100%, follow everything, have the time to do it, it's not necessarily for sure that your book is going to make a top 10. Now, if you follow what Kary's doing and you see what he's doing and say, I'm going to do that, then pretty good chances you're going to do really well. But if you're just going to hope and just kind of stand back and just hope that it's going to do well, it's kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah. I have some books here, and there's a lot of people on, so you're inspiring people. These are some of our authors' books. This one,
Aww.
I don't know if you ever saw this one. English and Spanish all in the same book. So this is by Pam Brown, and her husband, Mike, did the illustrations. I love that. I'm the grandpa. I didn't write the book. They usually write nice messages to me. But what I like about this is English. I think that's English.
Yep.
Spanish. So this book is literally teaching people, and they have a passion for that, to teach. So, I mean, their angle is let's bring literacy. Yeah, that's what Susan's calling it. Thank you. Sometimes I'm a little slow. A bilingual book. That's exactly. Here's another one. Big changes for little bugs. Now, do you remember this one? Oh, did a book fall? I love it.
It's okay.
It's all good. Do you remember this one?
I went to a school there in Ohio with Karen, and she read her book and I read my book.
Are you serious? Now, here's the angle that I want people to see, because you're right, Rhonda. We're kind of unique at Author Academy Elite. We believe success isn't just getting your book in print, but it's getting it out there, marketed, and we teach you how to do that. What Karen did, think about this, folks. Think about how genius this is. She has the book, which has a coloring book. So here's the coloring book. Here's the physical book. Now, who do you think she partnered with? Do you remember the story? I don't know.
Yeah, I know who she partnered with. It's a great story. I know who she was, so I won't tell.
No, you go for it. You tell the story.
Well, I know she partnered with realtors.
Exactly. Exactly. So she partnered with the real estate world because kids have to move. And she's talking about the bugs moving and how many times kids are scared, new school, new friends. And now all of a sudden, every real estate agent in the world has a $15 gift they can give the parents to make it easier to move. Is that smart or what?
So smart.
Brandy says, great idea. I know another person who wrote a book on fire safety.
Very good. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in every city has a fire department. What she did is she literally got fire departments to use tax dollars, which, okay, why not? Why? Because if a kid plays with matches and burns the house down, there goes deaths. And all of a sudden, a little bit of taxpayer dollars to buy children's books about fire safety. The author wins, the kids win, the fire department wins.
Which one was that one? I can look it up.
No, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do it right now. You go to Author Academy Awards. I'm sorry, Author Academy Elite. So put the link in there, everybody. Author Academy Elite. We are taking on a few new authors, so people can jump on board if they want. Apply, chat with our team, see if their book's a good fit, and I'll find it. But anyway, keep rolling. Somebody just talked about Beth Barnhill. Do you know about her?
I don't, and keep talking and I'll tell you if I remember.
Beth Barnhill is the one about the comparison about Easy Street, and I think it was pigs, but it's about the Havealots.
Oh, yes, I have heard about that one, the Havealots.
All right, while I find the fire safety, talk about the Havealots and how kids can learn about wealth and greed. What do you think? Are they too young?
Oh, no, I don't think any kids are too young. In fact, even with my book, even little kids can take it little chunks at a time, and you just you can read it to any age. But oh my goodness, the Havealots, I think that helps with the more minimalistic type society that we want to be, because when we have so much, all the clutter, it does not create clarity. And I think it's never too young to learn that. So,
I
and the
found
kids
it.
they want everything, right? So,
I found it.
Susan says, I know it has to do with pumpkins.
That's right. I found it.
Yay.
You ready? Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so where I got this was, if you go to authoracademyelite.com, scroll to the bottom, click our authors. We have a 22-page ebook of different types of authors. You know, this guy, very edgy title, but When Life Grabs You by the Baseballs. Okay, so his point was that he had a disease, and I love the play on words, finding happiness in life's change-ups. But
he was one of the first high school pitchers to be in Sports Illustrated, wasn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then he destroyed his life with alcohol. So, folks, whatever your story is today, you know, this is our UK author, Hyacinth. Here it is, Jennifer. Look at this. Can you see this one? Harry Hornica. And there's the fire safety one. Learns, and then it says fire safety. This is the book that was leveraged all over the place. What does she say? 10,000 copies of her books. Look at this. You know, international speaking business, partnered with nonprofits, learned how to create a business, teamed up with fire departments that bought my book in bulk.
I'm going to get my fire department one. I'm actually going to order it today because our fire department has been our EOC for our town, and I just want to give them a gift.
I love it. I love it. They put one of my books in every elementary classroom in their city, and I taught presentations on fire safety based on statistics of how many children die by fires and carbon monoxide. Her book is saving lives. How crazy is that, Rhonda, that like a children's book can not only earn you money, give you purpose, connect with you around the world, and save lives?
Yeah, there's so many children's books that can save lives. And that's beautiful. And I haven't kept up with her. So now I'm totally jazzed to go look at all her books.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And then, of course, we got a funny book here about Eric, who, you know, unfortunately, he struggled with a chronic illness, but he called it the raging sloth.
Oh.
In other words,
yeah.
Even if you have chronic illness, how can you leverage your pain, even though you might be slower than others?
He could actually do a children's book.
Yeah, he could.
The Raging Sloth. Kids love sloths.
Oh my gosh. All right. You going to follow up with him?
I'll send him a message.
For anyone who says, oh, I'm too old, here's our 83-year-old Pat Gano crushing it. If people are saying, I'm too young, now we actually have even younger Kiara Colson at, I think, 16. But folks, I mean, you know, this guy's books is going into Vietnam, Spain, or Vietnamese and Spanish. He's in the prison system. His book is now going into the prison system. You have, you remember this one?
Mari, isn't that the first one?
I think this might be our first children's book ever. Fantastic. You know, a guy who struggled with speaking and ran off a stage at the NBA awards. He worked with a basketball organization. It was college, but there were NBA players there, and he ran off the stage scared. But now his book is about taking that frustrated to fulfilled. He now speaks. And what do you think? Could Derek write a book on?
That's what I'm thinking.
A children's. I mean, you got my mind going here. But
every single one of these could be.
Yes. And do you think teens are interested in vlogging? Absolutely. Lisa Major.
2 15-year-olds.
Yeah. Oh, my son wants to be a YouTuber, you know. But it goes on and on. My point is this, folks. You know, here's your middle grade, right? We call this middle grade book.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's on her 5th one now.
She's amazing.
Yeah, a
Well, even
missionary.
Renee Vidor, her comparison book, that'd be an amazing children's book.
Yes, it could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You got Erin about missionaries, Mary Valoni, Jim.
Mary's is just like mine, right? It's talked about fundraising. I mean, she could go kids love fundraising.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's kids right now that are given portions of their lemonade stand to help others. But just the point is this, folks, like, we've done this.
There's Dean Folks.
There's Dean. Dean just texted me. One of his books it's not 6 now, it's 10,000. So
good for him.
What do you think of the person who's listening and saying, yeah, that's nice for all those people. That's nice that those people can do that. What do you think about them right now, these people watching this? Is it possible?
I think that's the scarcity mentality, and I have a hard time grasping that. I'm kind of all about, yes, you can do it, and there's room for all of us, and we all want to encourage each other. But no, I think, oh my goodness, everyone should do it. It's not very, I mean, you can do even the thing, but it's not expensive. This is a dream bucket list that how many people want to write a book? 88%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to do it. I mean, I just can't see anything. Oh, just do it.
That's right. Nike said it. You believe it.
Oh, yeah, I just stole Nike's tagline.
No, you're good. Here's what I want to give away. I promised I'd give away something. It's tough for me to give this away because I just received this. But I looked at it. No joke. I get our authors' books in the mail because they're just so kind, and they usually sign them. Kary, remember to always listen to your heart. It's the best place to start, But what I love about this, Jean has turned this into an entire franchise. I mean, we got the T-shirt. We have the coloring book. We have the book. We have the mug. Okay? We have the mug.
That is so cute.
Don't be me, just be you. Find the sound that is true. And then it even comes with this incredible little instrument, which ties in with the book.
I totally have to get that one too.
Yeah. Oh, and a magnet as well. So my point is this, like, if she's brought in to a school, there's taxpayer money in schools bringing in speakers that, you talk about selling a bunch of books. My kids every year have an author day, and an author locally comes in. They tell all the kids in advance the author's coming. They're going to speak on this topic. Order their book for $20 here. This author sells, and they switch it up every year, hundreds and hundreds of books, and they get to speak about their book.
That's awesome.
It is.
It is awesome. And going back to what you said, I don't think people should write a children's book if they don't have a heart for it. I mean,
that's good.
I was thinking about it. They just want to make money, but there's no heart or no passion. But most people really want to, and there should be nothing holding you back. Nothing. Because if you have a heart, it's either going to help somebody in your family.
Yeah.
It's going to help somebody in the world somewhere. And it might make you money if you do all the steps that you want them to do. I mean, literally, it's all about the heart. Just like one of your, Jean, I think Jean wrote it, something about your heart.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Part of my past struggles as a kid were stuttering. And I said, I'm done. I'm not going to speak publicly. I was an introvert. I still am an introvert. But I went inside with my pain that turned into depression, and it turned into self-injury. I mean, there's 3 children's books right there that could massively help kids about stuttering, about depression, about self-injury. What am I waiting for?
I know.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That hits really close to home because one of my girls' friends is into self-injury.
Yes.
And when she spends the night, I'm just like, okay, I need to see your arms and your legs both before you go to bed and in the morning. And I don't know the right way to handle it, but it's having somebody like you tell us the right way to handle it, or have the kids say, talk to them about why this is happening and how they can get out of it. It's so important.
And here's the thing. I didn't know it at the time, but there's coping mechanisms, i.e. journaling, i.e. drawing a picture of how you feel. So I'm just saying, with self-injury, there's other positive coping mechanisms that I could put in the children's book. You got me fired up now.
Yeah, you have to do that because, so many of us, I mean, she loves me enough to know that I say these things to her because I love her.
Yes.
But I don't know the right way to handle it. Yes, you have to go that direction. You have the skills and the backing and
Well, but see, I'm like everybody else watching this show right now. It's like, unless we put a date and unless we make a commitment, it becomes I'll get to it someday.
Some child is going to die. They're going to injure themselves before Christmas of this year.
Wow.
You need to get that done before your birthday.
All right. Listen.
You can do that. Is it December 8th is your birthday?
December 6th.
6th. You're 2 days after me.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I mean, I know you might have a lot of other things in there, but I think you can do it.
I think I could do a children's book on self-harm and how a child reading that book could find other ways of expressing their pain. And
when does self-injury start, though? What age?
So check this out. For me, it certainly didn't start with a knife, because that's like, what, It started with biting. Okay, so I saw my first psychologist at the age of 10 and lied on the form as my dad was helping me fill it out, because the question was, have you ever thought about suicide? And I didn't know what suicide meant. And so I said, hey, Dad, what does that mean? Because, he's walking me through the questions. And it's like, you wanting to end your life. Have you ever had that thought? And I remember lying and saying no. Brandy says that's her brother's birthday. So here's the point, though. Today, kids feel it much earlier. I was born in 76. Today's kids, imagine what they have to go through by the age of 6. I mean, some kids stumble across a tablet or a smartphone, and certain kids are already exposed to pornography like before they're even in school.
Yeah.
So
dangerous.
So I feel like today was a gift. I certainly just thought, well, let's just hop on and do a live stream. You now are so fired up for children's authors. Oh, first of all, let's give this away.
Kary, you could write a book too about video. I mean, cell usage and.
Oh yeah. For like
a huge one.
Unhackable children's version.
Yes.
So yeah, I could. So I want to give away. I'm gonna pick somebody who just was very active today. Jennifer Decker. So big shout out to you. We're gonna give you the whole pack. The mug, the bells, the books, the shirt. Why? Because we believe in you and we want to celebrate you. Here's my ask. You didn't see this, everybody watching, and everybody who tags a friend and says, hey, friend, you've been thinking about that children's book. Listen to Rhonda. Listen to what she did. But here's my ask. If you need to talk with an author consultant, Rhonda, is our team high pressure? Is our team get your credit card? Like, what will people do if they fill out an application to talk with our team?
All I know is that the AE team, the Igniting Souls, are service oriented. They're about what is best for you to get you to where you want to go. I never, ever felt pressured. In fact, I was just so honored that I got accepted to be an author. So it's not like that. I mean, they're going to just guide you through the steps. Does this work for you? Does it not? If it does, let's see how else we can help you. If it doesn't, have fun. Do whatever you need to do.
I love that when we had so many children's authors start coming up in the publishing company, we said we're going to create a special call, a special coaching call for children's authors. Our company's big. I don't know all the details anymore, but don't you do those calls now?
Yeah. I'm just one time a month on the 4th Wednesday. And maybe in the summer I can do more. I've done 2, like if there's 5 Wednesdays in a month, I'll do 2. But we also have the children's advisory team, and a lot of us were together on that. But yeah, that's my call, is the children's author call with all authors, children's focus.
How is that call?
Oh my goodness. I just want to talk forever to those guys because it is so much fun. We just get talking and they get excited and I get excited and we get new ideas going on. And I know you say to stay focused, but I'm 55 and I get so excited.
You're 55? What?
High five, brother.
Man, I look and feel older than you. So
this year's been a little tough. It was a little tough on me. I put on some pounds, but now I'm getting them back off. And
hey, you're
my role model for that.
You look great. Well, listen, I'm super proud of you, folks. Is it common to? Oh, that's a great question. We'll finish up here, but ask some questions. Here's a good one. Is it? I'll be the first one to tell you. I can't illustrate. Well, I guess I could illustrate the book, but it would be pretty sad. What's the answer to this question?
Oh, gosh, if you have the talent to illustrate it or take pictures to make it, oh, that'd be amazing. But most people will get an illustrator. And depending on if they're low budget or high budget, that's their job. Getting the illustrator. AAE will help. But can I just say one other thing? Kary, I know it costs, and it costs quite a big penny because you have to be invested to do AAE. But do you know how many times that investment has repaid itself to me? I am able to do as many books as I want now on my own or with help. I am able to help a young boy at my church who now wants to write a book and say, oh, I know how to do that. So it's a one-time investment that keeps giving. It is one of the best investments I've ever made in my life.
And at least as of today, it includes a conference ticket. It includes 18 months of coaching, your cover design, your interior design, your barcode, your ISBN. It's the one-stop shop.
I'd say go do it if you don't want your life changed.
There you go. You know Dan and Joanne Miller?
Yes. I have Dan's book. No, Miller. I have Dan Sullivan's.
Okay.
I have Dan Miller's too.
But you know who did? Yeah. So Joanne has her granddaughter illustrate.
That's so wonderful.
Oh, yeah. So she's done like 5, 6 children's books. And she says, I'm going to write the book as the grandma. My granddaughter's going to illustrate the books. I want to say her name is, I know Joanne, of course. I can't remember her daughter's name, or granddaughter. But the point is this, she's now on Amazon as a co-author.
Yeah.
So,
that's so cool.
As a 7-year-old, she's already building her career. These are the types of things, folks, like, don't let any obstacle prevent you. And you put it out there. So I guess by December 6th, I'm writing a book on self-injury.
You might even write more than one.
All right, my friend. Well, this was a great day. Oh, let's talk. Hold your book up again. We're going to highlight you for all the goodness you gave us today. Rhonda's book, Can a Cookie Change the World? There's the Amazon link right there. And the book actually helps certain ALS.
70% of it's given away between ALS and Kids Cookies for a Cause.
Wow. And I know Chrissy's watching. She's partnering with, I'm going to give a shout out, Chrissy, so you can tell your organization. She has a cleft palate. she found, get this, do you know this story really quick?
I know a little bit of it.
Okay. Her book is called, I think, The Too Tall Giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Great cover. You can't even see the giraffe. You just see the legs.
Beautiful.
It's a great cover. But the point is this, that the difference in the giraffe actually becomes the giraffe's superpower.
Yes.
In the book. And what she's writing to is children who have a cleft palate, who think it's their downfall, their kryptonite, and how it's actually a superpower. But get this is the craziest part of all. She's on the internet. She finds cuddles for clefts.
Aww.
And it's a stuffed animal company that was started by a mom who was in the doctor's office and heard when the scan came back, your child has a cleft palate, the second child. And she just broke down and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to say. She didn't know how to process it. And she said, I now want to create from this journey stuffed animals. And guess what? Each stuffed animal has a cleft palate.
Oh, so is she going to make some giraffes for?
Well, this is the craziest thing. There's already a giraffe. So Chrissy, and Chrissy's an firing partner, and our whole focus is how do we create partnerships. So Chrissy did it the right way. She filled out a form that basically, I got to give a shout out to Strategic Coach. It's called an impact filter. Dan Sullivan. It's a thinking tool. She filled out an impact filter and she presented it to Cuddles for Clefts, and they said, we're in. So now it's the stuffed animal, it's the book, and here's the craziest part of all. The hospital that Chrissy was born at has a cleft palate wing, and now they're creating a third leg of the partnership where the hospital is now going to get stuffed animals, cleft, and Chrissy's book, and now it's creating this triad crazy partnership that they're beta testing in his hospital that will go to hospitals nationwide. Is that nutty?
The potential is limitless. I have goosebumps all over my whole body. That's amazing.
It is. And please, Michelle, drop in. We're dropping this in. We're dropping this in.
Chrissy.
So here's the application, but Chrissy's dropping in Cuddles for Clefts. And here's what I'm going to ask everyone to do. Everyone go over and like Cuddles for Clefts on Facebook and do this. Do this, because I really believe in Chrissy. Go like their page and do this. Say, Chrissy Maier sent me. And here's what we're going to do. Hundreds of people will see this, if not thousands. If we go rush over to Clefts, Cuddles for Clefts, I get nothing from this. I'm making this up right now on the spot. But this will help Chrissy with her partnership. And then the hospital will see this. And kids who struggle with self-esteem, and moms and dads who get the diagnosis that their kid has a cleft palate, they will be encouraged.
Yeah.
Michelle says done. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you found value in today, two call to actions. 3. 1, get Rhonda's book. It's going to help ALS, and it's going to just bring healing to the world. Number 2, go like that page, and Chrissy will be highlighted, and we'll see this partnership blow. Number 3, you apply for Author Academy Elite, whether you're nonfiction, children's, and talk with our team, because we have a conference and we want to feature you. And then I know my call to action. I guess I'm writing a children's book. So,
I'm so proud of you. Kary, one of the things, if I can, I just wanted to add that if anybody wants to get my book from me directly, just private message me or message me through Facebook, because one of the things that I enjoy almost more than anything is being able to write an individual life-giving message to each child that gets this. And so I'll even ask a little bit of information about the child that they're giving it to, if there's someone specific.
Oh, I love that.
And I just tailor it right to them. I'll write a full page because
what is your website?
RhondaBolling.com.
RhondaBolling.com.
Yeah, but yeah, and you can use that, or just Facebook is fine too.
Yeah. Well, I love what Susan did. She already took action. She already, liked the page. Folks, this was a gift today. We were only gonna. When you jumped on, I said we're going 30 minutes. We went 47, just because magic happened, and I think God got glory today, and God put in you a message, folks, and it's time to be responsible to that talent and not bury that talent. So, Thank you, Rhonda.
We need to be obedient. That's exactly right. Follow those dreams.
I love it. Be a soul on fire, everybody.
Oh, Chrissy's there. Chrissy, my friend Michelle has a little girl with a cleft palate, and she is so inspired by this.
Ooh, did you see that? I love it. And look at everyone's blowing up. Please say again the name for firefighters.
Oh, I wrote it down. Harry Horniker, Jennifer Dismang, is that right?
Jennifer Dismang. Yep, for firefighters. So lots of surprises. Oh yeah, Beth Barnhill, the Havealots.
Oh yeah, Beth Barnhill.
Look at even her Facebook profile. I love it. That's such smart marketing. It's got her book cover, super smart, but really good on greed and stewardship and minimalist living and not getting swept up by the Joneses. We got to do this again, Rhonda.
It was so much fun.
All right. You take care, my friend. We'll see you.
Thank you. Bye.